I was 14 years old when I was called to missions, and that was one of the most impactful days of my life. I was sitting in the third row back by my mom and my grandma in my home church when a missionary from the Peruvian Amazon came to speak that day. His name was Bill Pepper, and he talked all about how he was going to one of the world's most remote regions, the Amazon, to preach the name of Jesus to people that had never before heard his name. I don't remember 100% of what he said that day, but I do remember this. That is where I want to go, and that is what I want to do. And this is a very unlikely story because growing up, I didn't know the difference between Chinese and Spanish or anything about other cultures. But when God calls you, He equips you, and your obedience will go further than you can possibly imagine. My first time in Latin America, something unexpected happened. It felt like home. And I don't mean it felt comfortable, I don't mean it felt familiar, but what felt like home was this. When I was able to preach Jesus to people that had known loss and preach hope to people who were hopeless, I knew that is what God put me on this earth to do. And I know this to be true because I've had some dark seasons in my life. Growing up, I didn't have a dad. I know what it feels like to be lonely, and for many years, I just felt so lost. But when you give your suffering over to God, He wastes nothing. In 2024, I went on a missions trip to El Salvador, where I was on the evangelism team. We did programs, which is where you do a skit, you do a dance, and then you do prayer circles. We went to this one school where I was in this prayer circle, and the Lord drew my attention to this one girl. She had a deformed hand, and she came up to me with tears in her eyes and asked for prayer. I asked, "What do you need prayer for?" And she said, "I need prayer for my dad and for myself. I haven't seen my dad in a long time, and he's in jail." I got down on my knee, and I looked at her in the eyes, and I said, "I know exactly what that feels like." I began to embrace her with a hug that I wish that I had received when I was a child. And she began to weep. And I knew that the Lord was beginning to heal her from the inside. I realized in that moment that if I had to walk through every difficult season in my life again just to be used by God in that way, I would absolutely say yes. My life has been a crazy adventure in the past 10 years. The Lord has given me the beautiful opportunity of preaching the gospel in 21 different countries. But now I'm on a different journey. I am going to go to Manaus, Brazil, which is in the heart of the Amazon, with AGWM, serving under Lisa and Josh Sears, where I'll be preaching the name of Jesus to indigenous tribes on the opposite end of the river where Bill Pepper started his ministry. And I want to invite you on this journey. You can partner with me in one of three ways. The first way is through prayer, because nothing of eternal significance happens apart from prayer. 2, you can partner with me financially. I need kingdom investments to do this. And 3, you can come and visit me, because I would love to host you. But with that, thank you so much, and God bless.